Some of these scenes were censored, edited, or pulled from shelves, but the internet made sure they were never forgotten. Here are the most paused movie moments that made audiences hit rewind for all the strangest reasons. Wolf of Wall Street, pause-worthy scene. The Wolf of Wall Street from 2013 gave us one of the most talked about scenes in modern film. Right after a heated fight, Jordan tries to win back Naomi with charm. But Naomi plays a very different game, and she is in full control now.
No, Daddy doesn't even get to touch Mommy for a very, very, very long time.
Naomi then changes her approach completely. She starts teasing Jordan, speaking provocatively about wearing revealing clothes and maybe nothing underneath.
Mommy is just so sick and tired of wearing panties.
As Jordan approaches, seemingly invited, Naomi quickly stops him. She uses her high-heeled shoe to assert physical control, creating the iconic and much-paused scene.
But no touching.
The Ghost of Three Men and a Baby. The 1987 comedy Three Men and a Baby became famous not only for its charm, but for an eerie legend. Viewers have long discussed a mysterious figure spotted in the background of one scene. The scene starts with Sylvia laughing while holding the baby. In the background, behind some sheer curtains, a strange figure can be seen.
Look there. Isn't she beautiful?
There she is.
The figure looks dark and human-like, raising the question of whether it is a ghost or just a trick of the light. If we zooms in, the figure is still unclear. Some believed it was a young boy with a pale face.
I'm gonna pick you right up. Yes, I'm gonna pick you right up.
Oh, I'm in awe. I mean, look at you. You pick her up like a pro.
This ghostly figure was said to be a child who had died at the filming location, leading to many spooky rumors.
I pick her up like a grandmother. That's called experience.
But then some explained the figure as a cardboard cutout of Ted Danson's character, mistaken in the lighting.
Like you.
You know, you boys live like pigs.
No, Mom. Look there.
Swordfish scene that froze every viewer. In 2001, Swordfish brought a scene that had audiences staring in total silence. It was not just the red dress or the calm heat of the afternoon. It was how Ginger moved, how she carried herself without a word needing to be said. As Stanley focused on his golf shot, Ginger watched him with quiet confidence. She took a step forward, her gaze sharp. No rush, just steady and sure. She lets him know she has information about his past as a dangerous hacker. Her expression is knowing.
Sure don't look like much. Surprised?
Then came that part. With smooth grace, she bent down to place the ball on the tee. Her red dress followed her shape perfectly, and Stanley stood frozen behind her. True Detective, Alexandra Daddario scene. From the first season of True Detective, released in 2014, this became one of the most paused moments on TV. Woody Harrelson, playing Martin Hart, denies being drunk during a payphone call. He appears quite serious while speaking on the phone.
Are you drunk?
No, I'm not. I've hardly had anything to drink.
Later that night, Martin Hart arrives at an apartment, carrying alcohol and a gift box. Alexandra Daddario, playing Lisa Trinetti, answers the door with a knowing look. Then came the moment. Lisa tells Martin Hart to stay perfectly still. While she leans over in front of him, everything pauses.
Don't move a muscle.
I shan't.
Clumsy stormtrooper moment from Star Wars 1977. From Star Wars film, many moments grab attention, but one accidental scene became iconic. A simple mistake, but it made fans smile for years. In a scene, stormtroopers enter a control room. As they walk through the doorway, one stormtrooper on the right does something funny without meaning to.
Take over.
He hits the top of the frame with his helmet, pauses just a bit, and keeps walking like nothing happened. It is easy to miss if you blink.
See to him.
The Rescuers Downunder's hidden detail. In 1990, The Rescuers Down Under became a Disney classic. However, one detail in the background caught everyone's attention years later. In this famous scene, Bernard is nervously sitting next to Bianca. He says, "Ooh, I just love takeoffs," with a terrified expression. Meanwhile, Bianca stays calm and smiles. But look closely as the camera moves. Something strange appears in the background. Watch closely. Isn't it a picture of a naked girl? In the 1999 release, the background hides an odd image, a detail that was removed in later versions. Jessica Rabbit crash scene. This one is from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, released in 1988. The scene shows a wild car crash with Jessica Rabbit getting thrown from the vehicle. Now just watch this. A crazy crash happens and Jessica gets thrown out with her red dress flying all over the place. And this is the part that made everyone pause. As she hits the ground, her dress rides up a lot. This is the moment people talk about, Santanico's snake dance reveal. This scene is from the 1996 film From Dusk Till Dawn. Salma Hayek appears as Santanico Pandemonium in a smoky bar filled with bikers and outlaws. The lights shift to red as she stands on stage with a thick yellow python. Her gaze is fierce and calm. Razor Charlie introduces her with a booming voice and a sharp gesture. The crowd leans forward, eager.
Fight this! Lonely dog! Bow your head.
She steps down onto the table, moving closer to Richie. Every eye in the room follows her. In the most paused moment, she slides her bare foot into his mouth. His stunned look says it all. SpiderMan 2002, Upside Down Kiss Scene. Mary Jane Watson stands soaked after a rescue. She wonders aloud if this time she can properly show her gratitude to the hero.
Do I get to say thank you this time?
Spider-Man then lowers himself, hanging upside down very close to her face. She gazes at the masked figure and starts to reach for him, but he softly asks her to hold on for a moment.
Wait.
She continues gently, using her fingers to carefully lift the lower part of the mask of Spider-Man. She rolls it up past his mouth, revealing just enough of the face of the hero. Then, leaning forward, Mary Jane initiates that famous inverted kiss in the pouring rain. Vesper's entrance in Casino Royale. In 2006, Casino Royale introduced one of the most iconic Bond scenes. Ava Green as Vesper Lynd stepped into the casino, wearing a purple dress that instantly caught the attention of Bond and the audience. This was more than just a dress. The way she walked, the way she looked at Bond, everything froze the room, and maybe the screen too.
I love you so much.
She leaned in close, said something softly, then gave Bond a slow kiss near his lips.
You girl and all they can say.
The priest in The Little Mermaid. This odd moment comes from Disney's The Little Mermaid, first released in 1989. During the wedding, we see the priest standing between Prince Eric and the bride. What looked like an odd shape in his robe made many pause the screen. The priest appears to have a shape in his robe that looks like an erection.
Dearly beloved.
Disney later removed that detail. In the Blu-ray version, the shape is gone, and the robe looks normal. A surprising slip in Teen Wolf. In 1985, Teen Wolf gave the world more than just a fun high school comedy. In one wild crowd scene near the end, something happened that fans have paused again and again. As the final game ends, the crowd on the bleachers jumps in joy. Flags wave, hands go up, people shout and clap. But in the corner of the screen, one man lifts his arms, and that is where things take an unexpected turn. He seems to realize something is wrong. Then, without missing a beat, he tries to pull his vest down while fixing his trousers, all during the loud celebration. Sharon Stone's bold scene, Basic Instinct. In 1992, a scene shook the world of cinema and froze remote controls everywhere. It was Sharon Stone. She lit a cigarette like it was a normal day, but every man in that room looked anything but relaxed. One officer tried to stop her calmly.
There's no smoking in this building, Miss Trammell.
She stared at him, cool and unbothered. Then she said something that made the whole room freeze.
What are you gonna do? Charge me with smoking?
As the questioning continued, she spoke about her relationship with the victim in the most casual tone, like she was reading a menu.
I had sex with him for about 1.5 years. I liked having sex with him.
And then came the moment. Calmly, slowly, and without hesitation, she uncrossed her legs. The whole room went silent.
Too much. I like hands and fingers.
That single move left everyone stunned. It was not just what she did, but how she did it.
You describe a white silk scarf in your book.
I've always had a fondness for white silks.
Kate Winslet's iconic scene. From the 1997 classic Titanic comes a scene many viewers hit pause for. It starts with Rose asking Jack to draw her. He gets nervous but tries to stay calm. Rose tells Jack how she wants to be drawn. Her voice is soft, but she is in full control.
The last thing I need is another picture of me looking like a porcelain doll. As a paying customer.
Then she removes her robe and lies down on the couch with nothing on. That moment became the most paused scene of all time. But we cannot show that part here.
Over on the bed, the couch. No. Head down.
Jack looks tense. His face turns red. Rose watches him with calm eyes and a slight smile.
I believe you were blushing, Mr. Big Artiste. I can't imagine Monsieur Monet blushing.
She tells him to relax and not laugh. She knows what she is doing.
Just relax your face.
Sorry.
No laughing.
The fly incident in Raiders of the Lost Ark. In 1981, during a tense moment in Raiders of the Lost Ark, something strange happened. Actor Paul Freeman, playing Belloc, was mid-scene delivering lines when a fly landed on his face. Now this is wild. Right here, the actor does not flinch. A fly lands near his mouth and it just vanishes.
Fly went into his mouth.
Mercenary is a bad name.
Watch that again closely. The fly does not fly away. It looks like it went straight into his mouth.
I can't help you. I'm still digesting my fly.
The demon's face in The Exorcist. In 1973, The Exorcist brought fear like never before. One scene so fast and shocking made viewers freeze the screen to believe what they saw. Regan lies on a table, wires on her chest. The camera cuts between her face and the heart monitor. Everything looks calm. But in a split second, something terrifying appears. That was the moment. The evil flashed across the screen. Almost no one noticed it the first time. Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct scene. This is from the 1992 thriller Basic Instinct. The scene takes place during a police interrogation. Sharon Stone plays Catherine Trammell. The scene begins with the detectives asking her simple drug questions. She answers without stress, like she has nothing to hide.
Do you use drugs, Miss Trammell?
Sometimes.
You ever use drugs with Mr. Boz?
Sure.
She stays calm and even playful when asked about her time with the victim. Her eyes do not flinch.
Cocaine?
Then she suddenly turns the mood by asking Nick a bold question. Her tone stays soft, but the words shock the room.
Have you ever fucked on cocaine, Nick?
Everyone in the room freezes. The camera shows their stunned faces, especially Gus and Nick, who look unsure how to respond. Her face remains still and confident. She makes it look like nothing important just happened.
It's nice.
The big reveal in She is the Man. An unforgettable moment from She's the Man, released in 2006, made viewers freeze mid-scene. Amanda Bynes plays Viola, who has been pretending to be her brother. The scene begins right in the middle of the field. Viola's still dressed as her brother, faces off with Duke and Olivia. The tension is rising, and so are the questions.
No, Olivia, not now.
Yeah, why don't you try to tell me again how there's nothing going on between you and
There is
Olivia?
nothing going on between me and Olivia.
Viola looks tired of hiding. She turns to everyone, her face serious. Then with a calm but bold voice, she says the truth.
I'm not Sebastian. I'm Viola.
The team stands frozen. Duke is completely stunned, but Viola does not stop there. She pulls off her wig, letting her real self be seen. Just when you think it cannot go any further, she lifts her jersey to prove it without a doubt. And that is the second the crowd gasps and time almost stops.
Okay, then.
Merciful Jesus.
E.T. aliens spotted in Star Wars. This scene comes from Star Wars, The Phantom Menace, released in 1999. Fans often pause this part of the movie because of the surprise appearance of aliens that look just like E.T. from the 1982 Spielberg film. First, Padme Amidala stands in the Senate, looking serious and focused. She calmly calls for a vote of no confidence.
I move for a vote of no confidence in Chancellor Valorum's leadership.
Next, the Senate erupts into noise as hundreds of alien species react from floating pods. Then the camera focuses on Chancellor Valorum. He looks down quietly, clearly hurt by the moment. As the noise continues, the camera moves through the Senate pods. Then it stops at one unexpected group. Inside the pod are 3 small aliens. These are the same kind seen in the movie E.T. One of them lifts its finger, just like in the classic film. Virginia Mayo in South Sea Woman. This scene from the 1953 film South Sea Woman is known for catching a lot of attention. Virginia Mayo appears as Ginger Martin during a serious courtroom hearing, but it is her presence, not her words, that became the highlight. She stood to take the oath with full confidence, dressed in a shiny top and stylish hat. The room was full of officers all watching. She lowered her hand, walked over, and sat down slowly. Her moves were graceful, and she adjusted her skirt and fur stole with care. The camera showed the officers watching her closely. One leaned forward, clearly paying full attention. Then came the moment people often paused. She crossed her legs slowly and gave a confident look toward the front. One officer made a hand gesture to move things along, but it was clear she already had the room focused. Marilyn Monroe subway scene. This famous moment is from the 1955 film The 7-Year Itch. Marilyn Monroe plays a kind and cheerful woman. She tells Tom Ewell that people want to feel loved and important. He listens and agrees politely. Marilyn talks softly about how nice it feels to be needed. Tom smiles and says he finds her thought interesting. Then wine blows from the subway and her white dress flies up. She laughs and calls it a fun, cool breeze.
Didn't you just love the picture? I did, but I just felt so sorry for the creature.
If you paused even one of these scenes before, you're not alone. Hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into cinema's wildest secrets. Drop your favorite paused moment in the comments and let me know what topic we should cover next.